Hi, my name is Gabriel Aredo. Catch my interview on Facebook.
So Gabriel, it's nice to have you.
Thank you.
You can start by telling us who is Gabriel Aredo.
Gabriel Aredo is a 30-year-old male rugby player. Came up through the ranks through. Okay, I went to Chambogo College a few years, then relocated somewhere else where there was no rugby, and then my rugby career actually kicked off in around 2007, 2008 with summer camp, which is now Warriors. I got my first break from Mugi. He's currently around running the team again. Let's say everything after that has just been a roller coaster.
Okay. Speaking of family, we have the three Aredo brothers all playing rugby. When did you develop the love for rugby as the brothers in the family?
So rugby was introduced to us by Erasmus. That's our firstborn, our elder brother. He played a bit of rugby in high school in St. Lawrence, but he was more of a volleyball player. So with time, he developed the love for it. Then one holiday, he brings home a ball. I think I was around P7, P6, P7. So he taught me how to spin a ball. By the time I joined Chambogo in Senior 1, I had at least what I call the most important basic of rugby, the ability to pass the ball. So after that, everything just took off on its own. Though the whole of Senior 1 I was playing mostly basketball. Senior 2 I dabbled a bit in rugby when Mubiru came and one day picked me up and a friend of mine called Job and told us, but you guys, why don't you follow me today? Join me. And of course we were leaving school early. Who would say no to that? We left. So we ended up at the Chambogo University pitch. It used to be called Polytechnic. And that's how it kicked off.
Okay. So since you started playing rugby and now, have you noticed any change in the development of the game?
Yeah, the game is constantly evolving. Not for some of us anyway, but you can see bigger players, faster big players, very strong players, and the change in the way the game, people manipulate the game these days. So there's quite a lot of work to be done for you to be able to match up to the current crop of players.
You mentioned you started playing from summer camp, which now has changed to Mutoni Warriors to just Warriors. Are there any recognizable changes in the old development in the club?
Yeah, there are quite a few. We used to be a festival side from the stories I've heard. It used to be a festival side that only played sevens. And then the team slowly grew into a 15s team. So in the 15s team, there were a few players that I started out with. Most notable at that time was Byron Atovikia. He's now a Rhinos player, but he had been on, I think, sabbatical for about 6 months. There's his brothers also. He had about 4 brothers with us. Most notable one right now is Ivan Chirabo on the national team, and also Cabras. Gigs in Pirates. There is Joseph in Cobbs Harlequins. There's Marso Harlequins, went to Impis after, went to Cobbs. Then the old guard, we have Hudson Mugirwa, aka Musomesa. We have Erasmus Aredo. We have in the old crop right now, Ruben is one of the young, new, old guys. They're quite a number.
We noticed you wrote a very emotional retirement post on your page.
They call it retirement. It wasn't retirement. It was just more of. I'd made up my mind to take another step. Out of Warriors, and see whether I can find my bearings in any other team.
Okay.
I had to check if I was good as I thought I was.
Okay.
So I had to take another step, but situation arose. I figured quick evaluation led me to see that I'm more of an impact in Warriors than anywhere else, at least to the current situation that is the current situation that we're in as Warriors. I'm more of an asset to them than to any other team elsewhere. So it took time, took quite some time to get me to like I won't call it settling. I'll think like in my case, what I like to think of it as a sacrifice for the greater good of the team and for the sport in particular. Because me joining any other team leaves sort of like a cousin in Warriors or something. I'm not sure how true that is, but personally I feel that's what would happen. So yeah, I won't lie, there are a few incentives here and there, a few structure changes that convinced me to get back, but generally is the fact that I found other people who are willing to sacrifice as much as I was for Warriors so that we could elevate. So hopefully next season we are a better outfit and not playing the relegation game or doing the relegation dance with anyone else.
Yes, speaking of next season, last season you Warriors survived relegation by Wisconsin. So what is in place for us, for the fans next season, to make sure that you're up there again?
I think we will start from the basics. I cannot pretend that in Uganda we have the best structures in rugby or the best of everything, or even at least 50% of what we're supposed to have. We have very little to work with and a very small player pool. Small player pool means you have no injury cover. You cannot rest your players. Your players will have to play the entire league, the whole season. I think I missed one game last season, the Hippos game that we lost at home, which wasn't a good sight for our fans, despite us scoring first and despite us beating them at home. We just need to focus on the task at hand, which at that time we'll start with the preseason training and then the player-based wiring. Because if you have, let's say, 22 players, which is not right, yeah, we need to have about 50 players plus, but we have about 22 to 30 players. All the 30 players will not be available every given weekend, given we are an amateur team. We are not professional, we are not paying them any extra to commit 100% to us. We just give them a small token of appreciation when we can. So we need to instill some discipline in them, no matter what, no matter the circumstance. Because right now, if you need your entire team to train together to be able to gel and operate as one unit, everybody needs to show up for training.
What has been the most challenging time for you in the sport?
This last season.
Your career?
This last season.
This last season
was the most challenging of them all.
Okay. Why?
A lot of things happened last season. Mentally, we were worn down. Physically, I'm not where I used to be. I have to work twice as hard to be able to play against a guy who's 22, 23. I'm not saying I'm relenting, but I'm saying it's much harder to keep up there right now. And I'm not even where I used to be. I don't think I'm about 70% of what I used to be. But yeah, I keep trying. So personally, on a physical level, it was demanding. That means mentally I had to up my game. I had to stabilize myself. On top of that, I was at the home, the team. So I had to think about that as well. You think about player welfare, you think about player availability, you think about your own fitness, you think about your own personal problems. My motorcycle was down, man. But anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, it was just very demanding. That's the thing. It took a toll on me, and I think that's what partly also triggered the retirement, as you guys call it. I thought it was more of just a change of scenery.
Well, we've noticed your work with Warriors and then the Sevens female team.
Yeah.
Are you considering taking coaching role as a career path?
Eventually, I guess, I will think about being a full-time coach. But at the moment, the way the structure stands, like I will play and coach. And I promised myself I'll not stop playing until the body just gave out on its own. If it tells you it's time to retire, it's time to retire. But if the body is willing to work and the mind is set, I'm going to keep going. Though for the ladies normally, if you've seen around social media, they call us the Oranges. We aid their head coach in their training. We are available when required. Work with special skills or mostly special skills, but then we also we help them up the tempo of their performance by them playing with the men. So that's about our extent to coaching the ladies team right now.
Okay, as we conclude this interview, what message do you have for your fans, for the rugby fans out there, and for the young lads who want to walk in your footsteps?
A lot of stuff to say for the young lads. The fans, I would say, keep the faith. We'll come back better. We'll promise we will not put you out of the pump like that again. That we should say that's a one-off. We need to be aiming better. So I guess we'll be aiming to work harder and making sure you guys are rewarded for your loyalty. The young lads just need to put in the work. It's not a hard thing. You just have to concentrate on the task at hand. Because if I say you come for training, and training is 1.5 hours or 2 hours in a day, your day has 24 hours. You have 8 hours of rest. You probably have a couple of hours of school. Each of those things has to have its time dedicated to it. If it's time to sleep, go and sleep. If it's time to go to class, go to class. If it's time for training, come to training. But in the different time slots that you have assigned, do what is supposed to be done. If you come for training, you're going to be catching up with your friend. You're going to be texting. You can't come to the training ground and then you start drinking beer. You come to the training ground and instead of changing, he understands doing nothing. At the end of the day, you are only as good as you train.
Thank you so much. It was good having you. Until next time.
Thank you.